now some more signs, another period more like it. I'm just driving home because it was Saturday and man, I slept in for a couple of days, and so then I tried to rearrange it, and I'm gonna go to the gym again tonight because I like to achieve whatever I put on my phone. And money's gone down to 400 and something, and rent is 300, but I don't have to pay for my groceries, so I've still got like another 260 in there on the Christmas club. Well, I found out I can spend it all year round. And yes, all going well. I'll get my first payment of the benefit in about a week's time, but okay, going third gear. Yeah, I'm third gear all the time. Well, from like 20k upwards at least, because I usually put it on third gear once I hit 30, and then I usually put it on fourth gear once I hit 70. So a silence, like it seems like nothing's happening, and being confused and frustrated and is normal. But the thing is if most of the time, or at least half the time, you're not like that, that's pretty good odds, And another thing to remember is having a positive attitude gives you the best as I said this many times before. Having a positive attitude gives you the best foot forward and putting your best foot forward, but you're one person in this entire world, and other people have the same amount of authority as you do, because they have the authority to make their own decisions. Just like you have the authority to make your own decisions. But their decisions might be to throw a whole bunch of roadblocks in your way. Or their decisions might be, you are good for the job, but I like someone else. Or, like, you might be better than most people at 2 or 3 things when it comes to the job, but there's another 2 or 3 things where the ones they picked up better than you, more experienced. But the thing is those 2 or 3 tactics or ways of doing the job is the specified way that particular company prefers to do the job over their competitors. They might prefer the other 2 or 3 areas where you're, oh no, you're giving a power away. No, I'm speaking reality, because put your best foot forward, and I keep bumping into messages. Also, it's a mixture of bumping into, because when I bumped into them, it was perfect timing. But then obviously you have the the algorithm. Once you've watched those creators, more and more of those things of those creators come up in the mind. Come up on the algorithm, So there's a mixture between the two of algorithm and the fact that I bumped into these creators at the time, And who knows what the breakthrough would be. I think it's natural to have an inferiority complex when you go through all the things that autistic and ADHD people go through, or anyone who's different, okay? Anyone who's fundamentally different and literally cannot, because in the core of their being, they're different, so they literally cannot adjust fully. They can put their best foot forward to try and adjust to this world, but they'll never be able to fully do it. And a lot of people can pick up on that. And then there's those who say, well, you know what, he's putting his best foot forward, so get off his ass and don't look down upon him, and he deserves to get the same level of treatment as everyone else. And then that's the good people, Well, they might see the things that you are good at that are rare. They might be able to capitalize on that because it will give them individuality within their brand. And so both parties profit because you get employment out of it and they get to capitalize off unique things. Yeah, that old manifestation thing, I don't know. I just think you got to do what's best for your mental health. Because if the breakthrough is my parents coming back and saying, "Oh, see, we love you," all this type of thing, because the strong struggle that I have here is the fact that I didn't have as much knowledge of autism and ADHD as I do now. Actually, I didn't even know I had ADHD. Other people had suggested it to me, but I was just like, it's just the way I was. And yeah, I want to become medicated, because, wow, we got to be very careful though, because there's certain medications that depends which ADHD it is, will give you schizophrenia as well, but then there's certain other types of ADHD that will take those medications and all of a sudden a lot of the symptoms that are making things hard in this current society drop right down, meaning that the severity of it goes right down. And the thing that's got me thinking, abuse is abuse and that's the end of it, but the fact is when it comes to sensory things, and we have to do things our own way, otherwise we just don't last. And sometimes, what I was going to say, but I got distracted about those energy levels. Sometimes I get boosts of energy and they might last for 2 or 3 hours when I'm like talking heaps and doing lots of things, but the thing is after that 2 or 3 hours, my energy levels, it comes to the point where I'm struggling and I most of the time can't keep up with other workers. But the strength is in that 2 or 3 hour time frame. That's when I'm doing double the amount, and people say, well, that's not very consistent, but the thing is, that's just how I've tried so many things throughout my life to try and change that, endless amounts of things, and none of them have worked. Counting numbers in my head, talking to myself whilst I'm working to keep myself preoccupied, talking to other people while I'm working, stimming by tapping my leg and things like that whilst I'm working. Focus pills, I call them focus pills, they call them brain alert, so you can think of more things, but actually I know my mind goes down from 50 till about 15, and it lasts for quite a while, but sometimes, like later on in the day, my brain picks up again. So anyway, the confusion, this whole narcissist thing is like, I don't know if it's some people who have autism or ADHD or a mixture of two and they don't know it and they aren't doing the right things to medicate themselves and all this type of thing, and then they just snap because of sensory overwhelm and just go, like hard out. This is me when I'm calm. So the thing is I'm thinking about this stuff, but if my parents show up, we love you and we'll help you out financially. It's just that I used to have an inferiority complex until I graduated high school and done all the things I'd done in my 20s, and it went away, and now it's just like I want to make a lot of money on my own and raise a family.